As Mrs. Thatcher left 10 Downing Street this morning on her way to the United States, the row over the American arms shipments to Iran was already in full flight both sides of the Atlantic, but she herself wouldn't be drawn. Indeed, her departing red boxes were packed with other issues, principally on East-West relations, so that as her convoy moved into Whitehall, it was left to Sir Geoffrey Howe in a Commons debate to express the government's misgivings about making concessions.
In our view, concessions lead to more, not less, hostage-taking. This government will not do deals with terrorists for the release of hostages. This is not an easy policy to follow. Sometimes it's agonizing, but it is right.
In both America and Europe today, the picture of what Mr. Reagan has been doing with Iran has finally begun to clarify. Mr. Reagan's change of heart on Iran seems to have been triggered after the TWA hijack to Beirut. Iran helped free hostages then, and the White House saw an opportunity. This is where Israel came into the picture. According to the Washington Post, Mr. David Kimchi of the Israeli Foreign Ministry suggested arms and spare parts as a way America could show good faith to Iran. By September, it said, the first delivery was underway, flown from Israel via Portugal to Tehran. The authoritative Madrid newspaper El País says at least 5 American arms flights went to Tehran from Spanish airports in the past 2 years. One delivery in mid-September last year was immediately followed by the freeing in Lebanon of the American hostage, the Reverend Benjamin Weir. 3 months later, Robert McFarlane came to London for secret talks, followed in Washington by President Reagan's secret authorization of arms deals. By the spring, Mr. McFarlane was in Tehran itself on a secret 4-day mission. More arms followed in the summer, and another hostage was freed, the Reverend Lawrence Jenko. Then this autumn, the same again, apparently another delivery, another hostage out of Beirut, Mr. David Jacobson. Thus, the two most outspoken opponents of international terrorism, Israel and the United States, participated in moving arms shipments to Iran despite an American-imposed ban on doing so. Any link to hostage releases is still denied. The Foreign Office here said today they had known nothing of the deals. But the former Foreign Secretary Dr. David Owen said that Britain too had been cheating on supplying arms to Iran as recently as 2 years ago. When she reaches Camp David tomorrow, Mrs. Thatcher can be expected to engage in some blunt talking, as she did last time on Star Wars. But though she can hardly avoid expressing disappointment on the Iran affair, it is still on arms control that she will use her special relationship to the full. Sources here say she will argue that at Iceland's Hofty House, Mr. Reagan came close to giving too much away, that nuclear missiles cannot be swept out of Europe, leaving the imbalance of conventional forces heavily in Moscow's favor. Mrs. Thatcher will talk on the heels of the publication tonight of a Gallup poll. To the question, is the United States as great a threat to world peace as Russia, 63% of Britons said yes, 26% said no. And asked whether America forces its policies too much on Britain and other European countries, 67% said it does, 20% disagreed.